Today we will learn about 8086 register organization. 8086 is the first 16-bit microprocessor manufactured by Intel in 1978. This microprocessor architecture is very simple and easy to study. So we know that all the process functionality is same. So we studied my 8086 as our syllabus. Then we can easily understand the latest process functionalities. In this 8086 microprocessors, the mainly register sets are used for holding the data, instruction and intermediate results, etc. Here there are two types of register sets are the general purpose registers and special purpose registers. General purpose registers are used for holding data, instructions and intermediate results. But special purpose registers are used for special functions such as segment registers, pointers, index registers or offset storage registers for particular addressing modes. These all registers are 16-bit registers. First one is general purpose registers. It can be used as 8-bit registers or 16-bit registers. In 8086 register set, the general purpose registers are categorized into 4 different groups: general data registers, segment registers, flag registers and pointers and index registers. The figures are shown here. Then first one is general data registers. There are mainly 4 general data registers is mainly used for general purpose operations: AX, BX, CX and DX. In this, X indicate it is a 16-bit registers. AX register is known as accumulator. It has two section, two 8-bit registers. It can be used as a 2 8-bit registers, AL and AH. Here we show that this is the suppose that it is a content in the AX register. This is a 16-bit register. In AX registers, we are storing the data as ones and zeros. So this is a 16-bit registers. In this 16-bit register, the lower 8-bit, the lower 8-bit as AL register, that is lower order. L indicates the lower order bytes of accumulator. And here the higher order 8 bits are known as H register. H indicate higher order bytes, A indicate accumulator. So higher order bytes of accumulator. So it can be used as 8-bit AH or AL register or 16-bit AX register. So AL is mainly used for 8-bit accumulator and for 8-bit operation. Then next one is BX register or BX register. It is a 16-bit register and it can be used as either 8-bit BL register or higher order 8-bit BH register. Mainly the function of BX register is offset storage. When we generating a physical address, then offset address containing in the BX register. The next one is CX register, or it is known as count register. When we use a string or loop instruction, looping or string instruction, we are set a counter register. For example, in a loop instruction, if we want to print 10 numbers, we will set the count register as 10. So in that case, a count register is used as a count. The CX register is used as counter register. And each time loop execute, that count value is decremented by 1. The next one is data register, DX register. It's also a general purpose register. Here it is used as a implicit operand or destination in the case of few instruction. For example, if you use a multiplication or division, then DX register is the one of the implicit operand. Then destination, if we use a string operation, then destination register will be DX register. The next one is segment registers. Here mainly there are 4 segment registers in 8086: code segment register, data segment register, extra segment register, and stack segment register. The 8086 architecture used the concept of segmented memory. Segmented memory means the memory is divided into segments. Here the memory is divided into 16 logical segments. Here each segment containing 64 kilobytes of memory. For example, in this figure, this is a memory. We know that A086 address bus containing 20-bit address. So using this 20-bit address, A086 can access memory location is 2 raised to 20. That is equal to 1 megabytes of memory. So this is the total memory. Memory size is 1 megabytes of memory can be here. So this 1 megabytes of memory is divided into 16 logical segments. Each logical segment containing 64 kilobytes of memory. So 16 into 64 kilobytes, that is equal to 1 megabytes of memory. So this segment, logical segment, is either known as code segment, data segment, or extra segment, stack segment. So there are more than one code segment and data segment and stack segment in a memory. That is, there are 16 logical segments are there. So it's either a code segment, data segment, extra segment, or a stack segment. So this is a 64. Each size of this code segment is 64 kilobytes. Here it is 64 kilobytes. Here it is 64 kilobytes. So the segment registers are code segment, data segment, stack segment, extra segment. The code segment, here this code segment in the memory is mainly used for storing the instruction code or program code. Program codes are stored in the program code segment. Data are stored in the data segment. And stack details, stack information are stored in stack. Then these extra memories are stored in extra data segment. Here extra segment is also a data segment. So what is this code segment or data segment as stack or extra segment register? Here each segment containing a starting address. That starting address will be stored in this segment register. So if the code segment has a starting address and up to 64 kilobytes, it can be memory size, code memory size is there. The starting address of this code memory is stored in the code segment register. This register is a 16-bit register. So that 16-bit starting address of this code memory will be stored in the code register. So the data is mainly used for storing the data. So the starting address of this data segment memory will be stored in the data segment register. And the extra segment starting address of this extra segment will be stored in the extra segment register. And the starting address of the stack memory location will be stored in the stack segment register. So all the starting address we can get from the segment registers. Code segment used for addressing memory location in the code segment of the memory where executable program is stored. So code segment means it containing code or the program, executable programs are stored in this code segment. and it has a 16-bit register that containing the address of 64 kilobytes segment with the processor instruction. So the processor uses CS segment for all access instruction referred by instruction pointer register. So starting address will be stored in the code segment. So its size is 64 kilobytes. So we need to track each instruction. We are using a instruction pointer that containing the offset address. Offset address is the ranges from starting to end of that code segment. Then data segment register is also point to the data segment of the memory where the data is stored. It's a 16-bit register containing the address of 64 kilobytes segment with the program data. By default, the processor assumes all the data referenced by the general purpose registers AX, BX, CX and DX, and index registers SI and DS is located in the data segment. So all the content we are referred in the AX and BX, CX, DX, SI and DI, all these contents are stored in the DS memory location, that is data segment memory location. Extra segment register is also a 16-bit register containing the address of 64 kilobyte segment, usually the program data. And the processor assumes that DI register, destination index register, reference the ES segment in string manipulation operation. So in a string manipulation operation, the DI register content will be referred to the ES segment. Then SAX segment register, it is a 16-bit register containing address of 64 kilobyte segment with program stack. And it assumes that all the data referenced by stack pointer and base pointer registers is located in the stack segment. So whenever we point to a stack pointer, then it is referenced to the stack segment. The next one is flag register. Flag register contents indicate the result of computation in the ALU. ALU is an arithmetical logical unit. It performs all the arithmetical and logical operation. After the arithmetical logical operation, the result of this after the operation will be reflected on the flag. So here it is uses 16-bit flag register, and this flag bits used to control the CPU operation. This flag register also known as progress status word, PSW, or status register. In 8086, it containing 9 active flags. So it's total 16-bit register. In 16 out of 16-bit, only 9 flags are active. And these flags are divided into two types: conditional flags and control flags. Conditional flag means according to the ALU result, these flags are set or reset. Control flag means it controls the processor. So the there are 6 conditional flags are the carry flag, auxiliary carry flag, zero flag, sign flag, parity flag, and overflow flag. There are 3 control flags are the trap flag, interrupt flag, and directional flag. These are the flag register. It is a 16-bit flag register. Some of the flags are don't cares. Only 9 flags are active flags. X indicates not use or don't care. So there are 2 types: conditional flags and machine control flag. First, 0th position is carry flag. Second position, parity flag. In the 4th position, it is auxiliary carry flag. 6th position, zero flag. 7th position, sign flag. These are the conditional flag, that is lower 8-bit of flag register, 0 to 7, that is total 8-bit. These 8-bit are lower order 8-bit of flag register containing the conditional flags. Then remaining higher order bits containing the control flags, that is trap flag, directional flags, auxiliary carry flags, and trap flag, interrupt flags. The conditional flags, it represents the result of last arithmetic or logical instruction executed. The conditional code flag is a lower byte of the 16-bit flag register. It is containing sys status flag, sign flag, zero flag, auxiliary carry flag, parity, carry flag, and overflow flag. Control flags are set or reset deliberately to control the operation of the execution unit. So control flag registers is the higher byte of the flag register. So these flags control the processor operation. So it consists of direction flag, interrupt flag, and trap flag. Carry flag. The carry flag indicate an overflow condition for unsigned integer arithmetic. It's important. It's unsigned integer arithmetic operation. During that operation, any carry or any overflow is occur, then corresponding carry flag will be set. When we add two numbers, for example 7 1 plus F0, then after addition, sorry, here it is 7 1, it is 7 1, 1 1 and F0. If we are adding these two numbers, this is 1 plus 0 1, F plus 1, F plus 1 means after F, hexadecimal addition, after F it is 1 0. That is, after adding there is a carry. This carry is generated. If a carry is generated, then this carry flag will be set. If we add 1 0 1 0 1 and 2 0, what will be the result? Here 1 plus 0 1, 2 plus 0 2. If there are any carry, no, there is no carry, that is 0. Then this carry flag will be containing 0. It will reset. Reset means the content in that flag will be 0, and set means its content in that flag will be 1. So next one is auxiliary carry flag, AF. Auxiliary carry flag, if an operation performed in ALU generated a carry or borrow from lower nibbles, that is D0 to D3 is known as lower nibble, and upper nibble is called as D4 to D7. If there is a carry from D3 to D4, then an auxiliary carry flag will be set. It is not a general purpose flag. It is internally used by the processor to perform binary to BCD conversion. So if there is a carry from fourth bit to fifth bit, that is D3. D3 indicate the fourth bit. If there is a carry from D3 to D4 during any arithmetical logical operation, then auxiliary carry flag will be set. Next one is zero flag. After a logical and arithmetical operation, the register content will be 0. Then auxiliary carry flag will be set. The result will be 0 means the result is stored in AX register. If the content of AX register will be 0, then 0 flag will be set. When a content becomes 0, then the 0 flag will be set after an operation. Then parity flag. This flag is used to indicate the parity of a result. So if the lower order 8 bit of the result containing even number of ones, then parity flag is set. For odd numbers, the parity flag will be reset. Because if the after a result of an operation, the result will be like this: 1 1 1 0 0 0 0. Then we are counting the number of ones. Here number of 1 is 4. 4 is a odd even number. So the parity flag will be set. If it is 3 ones, that means the number of ones in the result will be odd, then parity flag will be reset. That is, its content will be 0. The next one is sign flag. Sign flag, in a sign magnitude format, the sign of the number is indicated by the MSB. Every operation, the sign is indicated by the MSB. So if the result of an operation is negative, that the sign bit MSB becomes 1, then it indicates that it is a negative number, then the sign flag will be set. So MSB, after the result sign operation, the result will be 1, MSB content will be 1, then it indicates that the operation result of the operation is a negative and the sign flag will be set to 1. The next one is overflow flag. It occurs when a signed numbers are added or subtracted. There is an important one. When we perform a signed numbers addition or subtraction, then there is an overflow occur. That is, the result has exceeded the capacity of the machine. When we add an 8-bit addition, then it generates 9-bit or more than 8-bit as a result. Then it cannot accommodate in that 8-bit register. So it will be an overflow occurs. Then that time overflow flag will be set. It's only use a signed bit numbers. The next one is trap flag. Trap flag is a single step control instruction. If this flag set, the processor enters a single step execution mode. What is meant by single step execution? Single step means that only one instruction of a program is executed at a time. That is single step execution. Only single instruction is executed at a time. Mainly this is used for debugging purpose. So when a trap flag is set, the program can be run in a single step mode. That means it only executed one instruction at a time. Here the processor executes the current instruction and control is transferred to trap interrupt service routine. The next one is interrupt flag. Interrupt flag is set, that means maskable interrupts are recognized by the CPU. Otherwise they are ignored. So if it is set, the maskable interrupt of A086 is enabled, and if it is reset, that is disabled. Maskable interrupt means that can be masked by the processor or that can be hid by the processor. If it can be set by executing instruction SIT, and it can be cleared by CLI instruction. So if we want to set the trap flag, we are using STI instruction, and if we are cleared that trap flag, we can use CLI. CLI and STI are the interrupt related operation instruction. Then direction flag. Mainly direction flags are used in string manipulation instruction. If this flag bit is 0, the string is processed beginning from the lowest address to highest address. That is auto incrementing mode. Assume that if a direction flag content is 0, then the memory start from 0, 1, 2, etc. If the direction flag content is 1, then string is processed from highest address to lowest address. It start from top address. If it is assumed that top address is 9, then it starts from 9, 8, 3, 8, 7, 6, etc. So address starting the memory address from higher to lower. When it is set, so it is known as auto decrementing mode. Mainly this direction flag is used for string manipulation operation. Then last one is pointers and index registers. These pointers containing offset within the particular segments. The pointers registers are stack pointer and base pointer and instruction pointer. The instruction pointer contain the offset within the code segment, and base pointer contain the offset within the data segment, and stack pointer contain the offset within the stack segment. So these are the pointer registers. When we use a stack, then stack memory location, then stack pointer track the stack pointer contain the offset address inside that stack segmented memory. The next one is index registers. These are general purpose registers as well as offset storage. When we use a indexed, based index, relative based index addressing modes. This will be discussed later. There are two types of index registers: source index and destination index. Source index is represented as SI, and it is used for store the offset of source data in the data segment. And DI is the destination index. It store the offset of destination in the data or extra segment. These index registers are used in string manipulation. For string manipulation operation, we are using this SI and DI index registers. SI track the source data and DI track the destination data. These are the summary of type of registers in A0, A6. All registers are 16-bit registers. Thank you.